Welcome to week 6 of Workout Wednesdays, and as usual we're going to kick things off with a light warm-up, which this week is going to involve press-ups from the knees. So jump onto the ground with me and we'll get started with 12 press-ups from the knees. You're going to perform this workout as always in real time with me whilst watching the video. If you fall behind at all, just pause the video and restart the video once you've caught up again. But right now, 12 kneeling press-ups. Once completed, we're going to flip over, so we're on our back, and we're going to perform 12 repetitions of glute bridges or hip lifts. So get in position for those, and away you go with 12 repetitions. A little pause at the top of each repetition so you can squeeze your glutes nice and tight, and then on completion of 12 repetitions, we're going to go back into the kneeling press-up position once again for a second set of the kneeling press-ups. In total, we're going to perform 3 rounds of this warm-up. So 3 lots of the kneeling press-ups and 3 lots of the glute bridges. We've done 1 round of each so far, so there's 2 to go. And then we'll get into the more intense work. But right now we're back into 12 kneeling press-ups. And today's workout is a fairly short workout again, but we're adding a little bit more intensity to the upper body work that we're going to perform in this week's workout. But as we carry on with the rest of this warm-up, and as you perform the rest of this workout along with me whilst the video is playing, just a reminder that the idea behind this workout series is that it's a progressive strength training program that you can perform at home without the use of any equipment. It's all body weight based exercise, no specialist equipment is required, and the idea is also that you start with week 1 and perform each week successively in turn. So don't jump between weeks, start with 1, then 2, etc. And ideally perform each workout 3 times a week. And the reason for performing the workouts in order is that they build upon each other. So you will improve your strength levels as you work through this program. But back to the warm-up, we're now on our final round of press-ups, and following this final set of 12 kneeling press-ups, we'll perform one final set of 12 glute bridges, which we're now on to, and then we'll start getting into the more intense work of the main program itself. But while we finish off this final set of glute bridges, I'll just give you a heads up on what's about to come as we move on from this warm-up. So the first exercise that we're about to perform is the press push exercise, which if you have been following these workouts in a weekly order, then you'll be familiar with this exercise where we are on our hands and our feet, then we drop down onto our forearms and come back up onto our hands. Now we're going to perform this for 12 repetitions, leading with the left hand. So the left hand goes down first and then the left hand comes up first. Following 12 repetitions, we're going to go straight into another 12 repetitions where we are leading with the right hand. So upon completion of 12, we swap over and the right hand will now go down first and come up first again for another 12 repetitions. So we should be changing sides now. Now the right hand side is leading for an additional 12 repetitions. Upon completion of these, we're going to move into a single leg glute bridge. Just a reminder, if these are a little bit too difficult, these press pushes, you can perform them on your knees, but now we're into week 6. If possible, try and do the full version where you're on your feet rather than resting on your knees. Now we've completed the press pushes. Assume a glute bridge position once again, but this time we're performing them in a more intense fashion, just one leg at a time. So your free leg should be positioned as mine is, with the thigh raised towards the chest and the knee at a 90-degree angle. 12 reps are to be performed before swapping legs for an additional 12 repetitions. Remember, a slight pause is beneficial at the top of each rep where you can really feel the glutes squeezing hard. So we should be on to the second side now for an additional 12 reps, and upon completion of this we will be heading back to the press push exercise, which we'll be performing in exactly the same fashion that we did in the first set. We're going to perform 12 repetitions leading with the left hand, so the left hand will go down first, the left hand will return up first, and then we're going to perform 12 repetitions leading with the right hand. And we're performing this alternation of exercises just in the same manner as the warm-up was performed. So 3 rounds of these 2 exercises. 3 rounds of the press push, alternating with 3 rounds of the glute bridges. So it will be single leg glute bridge once again, once we've completed these press pushes, which you can perform on the knees if you have to, but really try and do as much of it in the full position as possible. So on your toes, trying to keep your hips nice and level, don't let them pike up too much, don't let them drop down too much either. A nice straight line from your shoulders all the way down to your ankles, if at all possible. Don't forget, if at any point you need to stop your workout in order to check on the technique of an exercise in a video, you can then pause the video in order to catch up where we're at within the workout. But right now we're going into our second set of single leg glute bridges. So again, exactly the same as in the first set. 12 repetitions with your right leg, followed by 12 repetitions with your left leg. And then we will move back into the press pushes for one final round. Okay, so that's 2 rounds of both the press push and the single leg glute bridge done. So we're now into our third and final round. Once again, 12 reps leading with the left hand on these press pushes, and then straight into 12 reps leading with the right hand. Try and do them on your feet, but if it gets too much and you start fatiguing, just drop down onto your knees in order to continue the set. As always, if you've got any questions on any of these videos, just leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, if you are enjoying the video series, please do drop a like on the video. That will be very helpful. And if you know any friends who you think would also enjoy the video series, please do share it with them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to receive notification when each new Workout Wednesdays video is available. But right now we're moving on to our third and final set of single leg glute bridges. So once again, exactly the same as in the first 2 sets. Begin with 12 repetitions on your right leg, then move on to 12 repetitions on your left leg. And then once that's done, we'll be moving into a new combination of exercises, and it will follow the exact same pattern. So we'll be doing 3 rounds. We'll be pairing 2 exercises together, so you'll be alternating back and forth between 2 different exercises for 3 rounds in total. So as we're coming to the end of this final set of single leg glute bridges, just give you a heads up on what the upcoming exercises are going to be. The first up is going to be tricep dips. So we're going to perform these on the window ledge here, but you can also use your stairs or you can use a chair in order to perform these tricep dips. That's going to be the first exercise in this pairing. So we're going to be performing 20 repetitions of these tricep dips. So assume the same position that I've assumed here and lower yourself until Your elbows are at around about 90 degrees, and then push up through your hands in order to straighten those elbows again for 20 repetitions in total. And I'll just give you a heads up on the exercise that we're pairing these tricep dips with now. So once you've completed your 20 repetitions, we're going to be performing feet elevated hip lifts. So place your feet on the same surface that you've had your hands placed on for the tricep dips. Have your knees at around about 90 degrees. Then take one foot off, and with the remaining foot left on the surface, perform a hip lift. And we're going to be performing 15 repetitions per leg with these. So perform 15 repetitions. Upon completion of that, swap legs and perform an additional 15 repetitions on the other leg. Once we've completed those, we'll of course be going back to tricep dips as we're pairing these two exercises together for a total of 3 rounds. Okay, you should have just about performed your feet elevated hip lifts on both sides now, in which case go back to the position from before that you assumed for the tricep dips, and we're going to repeat these dips for another 20 repetitions now. So 20 repetitions of tricep dips for the start of round 2 of this pairing of exercises. Remember, once you've got all the way through today's workout and you've completed the full workout, take a day off, maybe a couple of days off at most, and then go back to this video, watch it again and perform the video again. You're looking to perform this video 3 times this week before the next video comes out on Wednesday next week. But right now you should have now completed and finished your second set of tricep dips, and we're now on to our second set of feet elevated hip lifts. 15 repetitions with one leg and then 15 repetitions with the other leg before moving into our third and final round of this pairing of exercises. Okay, once you've completed 15 repetitions, remember to swap legs and perform another 15 repetitions. Now we've performed 2 full rounds and we're on to our third and final round with this particular pairing of exercises. So back to tricep dips, 20 repetitions, third and final round. Okay, you should have now just about completed your 20 repetitions of tricep dips. And finally, we've got one more set of feet elevated hip lifts. So third and final set, stick with 15 repetitions on each leg. Once we've got all the way through these feet elevated hip lifts, 15 reps per side, we're going to move on to the final finishing piece of this workout, which will be a modified press-up sequence that was performed in the previous week's video as well. So we'll move on to this now, and it begins with assuming the top of a press-up position, and then you slowly lower yourself down. From there, elevate your shoulders, then elevate your hips, then bring your hips down into the top of press-up position before slowly lowering yourself down. So have a look at this sequence a few times before performing it yourself. And in this video here, I'm going to perform this sequence for 10 repetitions. And we're only going to perform it for one set, but if you can manage more than 10 repetitions, then just keep going until the fatigue really builds in. You may find you can do 15 repetitions, you may find you can do 20 or even 30 repetitions. Once you've nailed down the sequence, just keep on performing the repetitions until fatigue, because this is the last part of the workout. We're just going to perform one set of this, so make it last for as long as you possibly can. For demonstration purposes here, I'm just going to do 10 reps, but if you can keep going, then please do so. These are a great stepping stone towards performing full press-ups, so really try and work it, really try and last as long as you can, perform as many repetitions as you possibly can, and you'll really reap the rewards of that. And this is the final element, remember, of this week's Workout Wednesdays video. So congratulations on making it through another week's workout. Make sure you come back to this video a couple more times this week to perform the workout again, and come back to the channel Wednesday next week for a brand new workout.